my beautifuls. Hey y'all, alright, so I'm back and I told y'all I was gonna read my book, Mistaken Identity, to y'all. So let's do that now. It's a whew, the pressure is getting worse. I'm telling you, I'm feeling a lot of nerves right now, so bear with me, okay? Alright, let's get it. The name of my book is called Mistaken Identity, and I'm reading the first chapter. Alright. October 31st, 2010, the time was 11:15 p.m. Halloween night in Clarity Falls was cold and desolate. Amidst the howling, biting winds stood a young woman. She was tall, yet small in stature. The curvature of her shoulders signaled her melancholy spirit. Tears slowly made their way down her sullen face. She knew this place, and it knew her very well. Standing on the roof of her favorite hiding spot, she peered over the ledge. So many memories ran through her mind at record speeds as she nervously bit her bottom lip. Her eyes slowly began to regain focus as they stared at the gun, trembling in her right hand and the dry blood encrusted on her left. She mumbled quietly to herself, "What have I done?" Mistaken Identity, a cross-genre fiction novel from the mind of Queana Ivory. I'm her, me, and that she, and I'm her. Okay. Chapter 1. Maybe Grady should die. It was the summer of 1983. Clarity Falls, Missouri was blooming and beautiful this time of year. All the children on Trinity Ave were out playing. Laughter and horseplay filled the streets. The bell of the Mr. Frosty truck incited pandemonium as laid-back parents sipped ice-cold tea and pink lemonade. The inviting aroma of a barbecue grill smoke wafted through the air. It was a glorious day indeed. Glorious everywhere except for the McCullough residence. For this was the summer that changed everything. To the outside world, the McCulloughs were a decent middle-class black family. They owned one of the nicest, most prestigious homes on Trinity Ave. Clara McCullough was a doting mother. Her husband, Pastor Peter McCullough, was a stern but warm pastor of a small startup storefront church with about 37 members. "Tika!" Clara yelled up the stairs. She was beginning to get extremely frustrated with her daughter. She'd been calling her for some time now. "Yes, ma'am," Tika, short for Antonique, replied as she hurried down the steps to see what her mother wanted. "What are you doing? I've been calling you for 5 minutes, girl." Tika just shrugged and stared blankly. "I need you to go to the store. There are a few things I forgot," Clara continued. "Sure, Mama," Tika replied, knowing full and well she didn't really want to go to the store. The date was July 4th, 1983. The McCullough family was preparing for the 4th of July festivities that their family all got together for every year. "I don't know why we always gotta let everybody come over to our house for anyway," Tika mumbled stubbornly under her breath. "What did you say, child?" Clara inquired. "Nothing, Mama. I was just saying I gotta go grab my shoes." "Oh, okay. I thought that's what you said," Clara retorted. She then turned to scribble a few items on a scrap of paper and handed it over to Tika. "And don't let me find out you stopped to talk to any of them little dirty boys, you hear me?" "Yes, ma'am," Tika said. "Mama, I'm not worried about no dirty little boys," Tika laughed. Miss Clara seemed to be relieved by her response. "Okay, baby," Clara. My mind. Okay, Clara. "Okay, baby," Clara gleamed. "Hurry on and get back. I have got to get this meat marinated and the rest of the dishes and desserts made. I'm not expecting anyone else to bring much of anything," Clara chuckled, mostly to herself. Tika grabbed her purple pocketbook with the golden clasp and headed out the door. She breathed in the fresh summer air deeply and started on her way down the street. Around the corner to the neighborhood corner store. Tika glanced at the little strip of paper and saw that Mama needed 2 dozen of eggs, some paprika, pickle relish, and some mustard. It's funny the things we sometimes forget. Tika was a daydreamer. She would often find herself lost deep into her imagination. Dad would sometimes scold Tika for that. But Tika loved both her parents dearly. But she favored her dad the most. She looked exactly like Pastor McCullough, but in a much prettier female version. Peter's genes were strong. Family and friends often joked about how he spit her out. She had just turned 12 that year in June and was growing into a gorgeous young lady. AT! Came a loud call from a familiar voice. Girl, slow down! Tika turned her head and did a double take as she tried to make out where the voice was coming from. She quickly recognized who it was. It was her favorite cousin, Marcus. Hey, Marky, she exclaimed as Marcus got closer to her. The two shared a hug and a few laughs. I'm so glad that you and Auntie Josephine got here first. How was the trip? Tika was asked, all smiles. Well, about that, Marcus said sheepishly. Marcus broke the jovial gaze that she shared to look down at the ground. Then he said, we're not alone. My stepdad is with us. In that moment, Tika took a deeper look at her favorite cousin, and he just didn't look like his normal happy-go-lucky self. Instead, she observed that his skin that had once glowed as if he were fluorescent was ashen and gray. His arms bore multiple pale green patches where bruises were healing. And there was a signature of a scar that an obvious cut left behind under his left eye. Tika hated Marcus's stepdad, Grady. Tika's mom always says that Auntie Josephine scraped him from the bottom of the barrel. Grady was an abusive alcoholic that Auntie Josephine married right out of prison. Grady was not a family favorite. Tika and Marcus continued their walk to the store in silence. Stop and Go was the popular corner store that everybody came to. Stephen, the young guy that worked behind the counter, was funny. He was a character, indeed. Hey, Pika Tika, said Stephen in a squeaky voice. Stephen had just turned 13 this year. Since his parents owned the Stop and Go, they made him work every summer since he was like 9. Hello, Mr. Stephanopoulos, Tika said in a sing-song fashion. Say hi to my cousin Marcus. Don't be rude. I know you see him standing here, said Tika. Sorry about that, Stephen replied coolly. Hey, Marcus, how you been? I've been good, I guess. Still a little tired from that long ride, man. Marcus said quietly, still looking at the floor. Tika glanced over at Marcus and knew that she was going to have to talk to him about what's been going on with him. Marcus is usually a highly energetic and fun kind of guy. Like, this new Marcus frightened her. Excuse me, y'all. Stephen looked at Tika and mouthed the words. Tika acted as if she couldn't understand what he said. She then walked off and began to gather all the items that were on the list. Tika asked Marcus if he wanted anything, and he told her to surprise him. So she grabbed 2 bags of Doritos, 2 cans of Sprite, 2 honey buns, and 2 bags of penny candy. She then walked up to the counter and paid for everything. As Tika and Marcus were heading out the door, Stephen asked them what they were doing for the 4th of July. Tika told him that they were doing the same thing they do every 4th of July. Barbecuing with family and setting off fireworks. Tika looked at Stephen with a little smirk and said, you want to come hang with us tomorrow? It'll be a blast. Sure, Stephen exclaimed, but then he caught himself and in a failed attempt to sound less eager, he stumbled, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's cool or whatever. That's cool. Tika smiled inside. Well, at least Stephen wasn't one of those dirty little boys Mama warned her about. Tika and Marcus made their way back to Tika's house. The McCullough family's home was immaculate. They were the only family to have ever lived in the 5-bedroom brick ranch style house. There was even an in-ground swimming pool with a water slide, a gazebo, and they had not one, but 2 barbecue grills and a fire pit. Like, every detail of the McCullough home was custom made because not only was Pastor McCullough a pastor, but he was an architect for a major architect firm in St. Louis, Missouri. Mama, we're back, Tika announced loudly as the pair walked breathlessly through the door. Okay, baby, bring the groceries in here and come speak to your Auntie Josephine. She's so excited to see you, Clara called from the kitchen. Savory aromas of well-seasoned smoked turkey, garlic, onion, bell peppers, collard, turnip, and mustard greens wafted through the air, making both Tika and Marcus very hungry. I'll be right back. Gotta use the bathroom, Marcus said as he handed Tika the rest of the bags. Yes, ma'am, here I come, said Tika as she walked towards the kitchen. The rich sounds of tell me, dun, dun, do you still care? Do you still care about wafted of the by the SOS band played loudly from the kitchen as Tika could hear her mother and Auntie Josephine snap their fingers and sing along. She was almost to the kitchen when her path was blocked by Grady, holding a Miller High Life. A Miller High Life beer can in his hand. He was the ugliest white man that Tika had ever seen, and she couldn't understand what Auntie Josephine saw in him. Well, look who it is. Come here, Tika, and give your Uncle Grady a hug and kiss, he said with a slurred voice. He loomed over Tika, glaring at her with unnatural eyes. Tika took a couple steps back as he spoke because his foul breath reeked of beer and chewing tobacco, and he had the nerve to spit as he talked. Tika thought to herself, yuck. I mean, seriously. It's not even 2 in the afternoon yet, and he's already drunk. Like, hi, Uncle Grady, Tika replied uneasily as she slid by him quickly, avoiding his creepy hug. I gotta get these groceries to my mama, like, right now. See you later, she said in a huff as she all but sprinted into the kitchen and handed Clara the groceries. Tika-boo! Auntie Josephine screamed and smiled, snatched Tika up in a warm embrace. Look at you! You are growing right up before my very eyes, said Auntie Josephine. You got a boyfriend yet? Clara cut her eyes at her sister, shot a stern look at Tika, and snarked, she better not be acting fast. Oh, Clara, Tika-boo is almost 13. It's perfectly normal for her to maybe like a boy, Auntie Josephine declared. Yeah, whatever. That's my daughter, and I say she's not ready. That was the end of that conversation. Tika dared not blink an eye, flinch, respond, nothing in any type of way. She saw the uncomfortable pause as an escape to go talk to Marcus. So she backed slowly out of the kitchen and scurried to her bedroom. As she walked into her room, Tika noticed Marcus curled up in a ball on the floor. Marcus cradled his legs into himself as he rocked back and forth in the fetal position, tears streaming down his cheeks in floods. Tika got down on the floor next to Marcus and asked him if he wanted to talk. He looked at her as if trying to decipher whether it was really Tika that was before him. His eyes were puffy and his lips were swollen and bleeding. Marcus jumped and trembled violently as Tika tried to console him. I can't take this no more, Marcus cried. I wish he would just die already. Marcus went on to explain to Tika how Grady always finds reasons to hit him or hurt him when he's been drinking, and that these days, because he lost his job again, he's always drinking. Marcus also told Tika about how Auntie Josephine never helps him anymore because Grady beat her every single time he tried. Every single time she tried. It's so messed up, T. Mama just pretends like everything is okay. I'm sick of having to always walk on eggshells around him, Marcus said in between sobs. Tika was taken aback by what Marcus said. This really wasn't the Marcus that Tika grew up with, knew, and loved. Her heart hurt for Marcus. And even though Tika was the type to never hurt a fly, she couldn't help but to feel the strong urge to want to help her favorite cousin in making that massive request a reality. Maybe Grady should die, Tika said in a low, sinister voice. At that exact moment, a chill ran cold down the middle of Tika's back. She had delved so deeply into her dark thoughts that she didn't notice that Marcus had risen to his feet and was staring down at her with fright-tinged eyes. What you looking at me like that for? Tika uttered as if awakening from some sort of trance. Obviously, she hadn't realized that she had spoken her murderous thought out loud. Marcus just stood there, not knowing whether he should be afraid or grateful for his cousin's unnerving response. After a brief, awkward silence, the pair was interrupted by Auntie Josephine's voice calling them from the base of the stairs. Excuse me. Marky! Tickaboo, y'all come on now so y'all can eat. Dinner's ready. Called Auntie Josephine for the second time. Come on, let's go eat. It's gonna be alright, cuz. Tika said convincingly. Marcus nodded in agreement as the two made their way down the long staircase. Although Tika played it cool, the deep nagging tugging in her belly let her know that this wouldn't be an ordinary summer. And then at the end of all my chapters that are up and published, I always have like a little commentary at the end, and it says, "Woo child, there's so much to unpack here, so many questions. If you want to find out what happened, come back next week for Mistaken Identity, Chapter 2." So that's how that kind of leads into the next chapters. I hope y'all liked it. I hope y'all enjoyed it. For those of y'all that stuck around to listen to it. But it's my baby, and it gets hella juicier. Like, so all the chapters are on Amazon. And if y'all liked it, I'll come back again and do chapter 2. Not tonight though. Tonight I'm a little tired, and I have another dish that I need to prepare and record and stuff like that. I love y'all. I hope y'all liked it. Let me know what y'all think. Bye. Love you.